For those of us looking forward to the return of Law & Order Special Victims Unit, this is a good time for us. Today, we have got the lowdown on the longtime cast members who will be returning to our screens in the next season, and all the information on everything you can expect to see soon. Let's dive straight in. First up, how many seasons does Law & Order Special Victims Unit have now? Law & Order SVU has been on screen for years now, with fans feeling as though they really know the characters inside and out. There have been 22 seasons so far, with season 23 airing right now. The spin-off show of Law & Order has been airing since all the way back in 1999, and the long history does not show any signs of slowing down now. So, do we have a release date for season 23 of Law & Order Special Victims Unit? Are you ready for some good news? Season 23 has already started airing. The first episode debuted in September 2021. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, make sure you catch up as soon as possible. You don't want to miss a single episode. There are scheduled to be 24 episodes in this season, so we have quite a few episodes left until the end. There is so much time for things to happen and for characters to both come back and make their dramatic exits. So what's the deal? Do we have any news on classic characters coming back during season 23? As it happens, we have all the news right here. The episodes that are going to be airing in January next year, 2022, have some very interesting and familiar faces making a return. Longtime fans are going to be super hyped that Lieutenant Declan G Murphy is going to be coming back. Lieutenant Murphy is coming back fresh off of a case, during which he spent multiple years working undercover. The NYPD officer does not mess around, as he has a request for one of his old colleagues, Olivia Benson. He is not the only one coming back, as fellow officer NYPD Sergeant Hasim Khaldun makes a return at around the same time. Both characters are very well known in the world of Law & Order, and Lieutenant Murphy is particularly beloved by fans. We are definitely counting down the days till January. How come these two are making their return, and why now? Well, we know for sure that Lieutenant Declan G Murphy has been working undercover. This is not a surprise to anyone, as he is an undercover officer after all. However, this case he has been working on the last few years since we saw him has been a huge one. He's been investigating sex rings and human trafficking rings all over the world. One particular location he has been stationed is Serbia, which is obviously incredibly rough, cold, and very, very dangerous. Sergeant Hasim Khaldun has been in slightly fewer episodes than Declan G Murphy, but he is still rather key to the upcoming storyline. He has previously worked with the NYPD Homicide Unit and has also done undercover work, similarly to Murphy. He has used his skills to assist the Special Victims Unit when he's needed, and it looks as though those skills might come in handy again in season 23. We do know that Olivia Benson has asked these two to make a return and assist on a case. We don't have the full details of the case yet, although as both of these officers both have lots of experience in capturing people who abuse and traffic people, it is not too far a reach to assume it might be something to do with human trafficking. We also know that there are going to be some hate crime motivations, as the case is also strongly linked to hate crimes that have been happening in the area. This would make for a super compelling storyline for sure, as these are a couple of the most serious crimes out there. Do these two characters have a history with one another? Neither one of these classic characters has met one another before, at least not on screen, which is fine, because they do have something else in common. At different times, both of these male officers have had a romantic relationship with one of their colleagues, the same colleague in fact, which makes this meeting all the more juicy and full of potential drama. Detective Amanda Rollins has previously had intimate relationships with both men. She became pregnant with Murphy's baby in season 17 before he traveled to Siberia for his undercover work. She also went on some romantic dates with Khaldun in season 21, several years later. Having both these officers working together on the same case to bring down criminals is certainly going to be very interesting indeed. What kinds of drama might potentially crop up between the two men? Is their connection going to bring any unwanted complications to the hate crime investigation? The only thing we can do is wait and see. We absolutely can't wait until January next year. What do fans think about these two coming face to face after so long? Well, fans definitely are excited about seeing the collision that is sure to come. On a post on Reddit, people have made their thoughts clear about this. One user said, I'm so glad. Murphy's always fun to watch. I think he and Benson work well together, even when they don't see eye to eye, and I'm interested to see how he reacts to Amanda and Carisi's relationship. While another devoted fan explained some irony that didn't get missed on them. It's low-key kind of funny that as soon as Rollins gets a stable relationship, all of her past hookups suddenly reappear. It'll definitely be good viewing. Make sure you get some popcorn ready for watching all this tea that is about to spill. While we're on the subject, have any other characters made comeback appearances in the latest season of Law & Order Special Victims Unit? They most certainly have. A couple of the fan favorite cameos came in the 500th episode of the series, which is appropriately titled The 500th Episode, and aired on the 21st of October 2021. This special episode featured two characters that we have not been able to see for a while: Detective Nick Amaro and the beloved former captain of the Special Victims Unit, Don Cragen. Nick Amaro comes to the Special Victims Unit to seek help on one of his cases. A man who was convicted of murdering his high school girlfriend is at risk of getting out of jail because a podcaster is trying to overturn the conviction. It is all very nerve-wracking and tense, as it looks as though the suspect might actually get off. Amaro knows that the man is guilty, and he calls the SVU to help him pin the suspect down for it once again. He works together with Olivia Benson to solve the case for a second time, and this is when the old captain makes a return. The pair of officers have a conference call with their retired captain, Don Cragen, who gives them all the details about the case that he can remember. It is with his help that they eventually get the incarcerated man in the courtroom once more, and this time, due to the overwhelming evidence, he admits his guilt. This shocks everyone and makes the reunion of the old colleagues even more rewarding, as their hard work on the case has paid off. What else can fans expect to see from the 23rd season? Well, there is going to be a rather special episode coming up very soon. On December 9th of this year, there's going to be a crossover episode with the team over at Law & Order Organized Crime. This episode is going to see our favorite Olivia Benson reuniting with old colleague Ari'el Stachel. Stachel has a lot on his plate at the moment. His wife Kathy was murdered in a car bombing attack, and the suspect, Wheatley, is on trial at the moment. Meanwhile, his son Eli has mysteriously gone missing, so he has come to Olivia Benson and the Special Victims Unit to ask for her help in tracking him down. There is definitely a lot of tension to come, and we will have to see how Olivia Benson and Ari'el Stachel will be able to handle it. The two have definitely had chemistry in the past, so will their good relationship be able to be salvaged despite all this drama? Only time will tell, but it is sure to be a tense couple of episodes. Oh yes, that's right, a couple of episodes. You heard that correctly, as this crossover is not just going to be happening on the Special Victims Unit side of things, there's also going to be another episode airing for Law & Order Organized Crime, which will carry on the same story from there. These two features are going to tie the story together perfectly from other ends of the law enforcement world. The only question remains, how on earth are we supposed to wait until then? We want to watch it right now. That brings us to the end of today's video. And our question for you today is, who are you most excited about seeing again in Law & Order Special Victims Unit? Let us know your favorite cameo in the comments section. See you next time.